All right, man. Torch the show. Hey, man. Hey, how y'all doing, man? 6 o'clock show. 6 o'clock show. We back in here. Look, man. I know today was kind of weird for some reason. I dropped 2 episodes at 12 o'clock. One of them was supposed to be for 6, but I felt like I'm robbing y'all, so I'm gonna drop another one. You know what I'm saying today, right now. So you got two 12 o'clock episodes. That was a double hitter. You know what I'm saying? A double hitter. All right, so look, man. I told y'all Drake was gonna come back. His lawyers was gonna hit back. Drake lawyers have gave a list of demands of what they want from UMG before they decide before they decide to dismiss or go along with the case being dismissed. And some of these acts are wild. I'm talking like he's dipping back into the payola. Listen, you know I got to get a legendary spill. This is Touch Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me go for your subscriptions today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put up one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers to over 13, 14, 15, 16,000. And yes, I am the King of the North. Let me know what kingdom you from. Also, this Sunday, first ever live on this page, there will be a battle rap event. Me, Funeral Guard versus J Dev. You know what it is. So we gonna get it in. All right, so look, man, let's get right to it, man. No more talking, no more phones ringing, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it. All right, this comes courtesy of The Ville. You know what it is. So let's get it.
Man, bro, this lawsuit is crazy, bro. Drake had just sounded off a list of demands right after UMG had requested a motion to dismiss and an argument that they had stated recently. Drake and his lawyers have responded by requesting a list of demands from UMG for them and Kendrick Lamar. Now, before we get started, I wanted to give a shout out to the women in the space. A big shout out to Absolutely. She just did a whole live stream covering this topic right now, listing Drake's demands and everything in between. If it wasn't for her,
Yeah. I never heard of this girl, so I'm definitely gonna follow her. So but let's blow her name up so everybody can see it. Make sure y'all go subscribe to her channel. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I never, ever heard of this girl. She got 300 and something videos. Oh, yeah. All right, so make sure y'all go subscribe to her. I will be looking at her videos as well. Let's keep it going.
and Monique posting it on Twitter, I would have no idea about this case being released and updated. So big shout out to them for keeping us updated firsthand. And I highly recommend that you subscribe to both of their channels and follow them on Twitter, YouTube, whatever the case may be. The link to their channels will be posted in the comment section. So big shout out to the women in the space, especially Absolutely, for breaking this all down. She did a live stream breaking this down really well, and I highly recommend that you go and check out her channel. But let's take a look exactly at what Drake was talking about in this whole thing right here. So Kendrick wasn't lying, y'all. Kendrick wasn't lying. Pocket watching you must be the police. This is definitely something that Kendrick had predicted way back and watch the part.
Listen, man, I'm starting to believe that Kendrick Lamar is some type of psychic, man, or something. Or what he said was that Drake is so predictable. I'm starting to believe he was really, he really knew what he was talking about. It's either three things, one of three things, either or all three things. Either he's a damn psychic, he knows. Either he does have a mole in Drake's camp, you know what I'm saying, or it could be coincidental. But bro, this guy, everything Drake is doing, he said he was gonna do. This is crazy work.
Die. So if we go and take a look at the paperwork that people are talking about now, as you can see here, the judge, this is something that they have wrote for the judge. They say, "Dear Judge Vargas, we represent defendant UMG Records In the above captioned matter, we write pursuant to the court on March 4th, 2025, Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 26, to seek a stay of discovery until the court decides UMG's motion to dismiss. UMG has conferred with counsel to Aubrey Drake Graham, and he does not consent to the requested stay. The court may stay discovery pending resolution of a motion to dismiss upon a showing of good cause.
So basically, what they're saying is, what Drake's lawyers and them is saying is, we'll go along with the dismissal if you give us all of these things that we're requesting. Judge, if they give us these things that we're requesting, we'll go along with the dismissal. The thing is, I think Drake wants them to go along with it, but I think that once they do that, then they're gonna put in a countersuit or a different type of suit. I don't think they're just gonna go along with it. You know what I'm saying? But this also could be Drake knows he doesn't have a case, and this is the reason why he's doing this, because he has no case. This is what he probably saying. Well, let's just see what sticks. If we throw everything at the wall, the judge might grant us something. And if something sticks, then we still in there. And we could argue with that point. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what he's trying to do.
Courts in the district frequently adjourn initial conferences and or stay discovery pending motions to dismiss. So right here, they're asking for a discovery before they even grant the motion to dismiss if they do so. Talk about Drake's discovery requests impose undue burden on UMG. A stay is also warranted here because Drake has requested broad discovery going to all of his claims and allegations. These requests impose undue burden on UMG, particularly as discovery is likely to be rendered moot upon resolution of motion to dismiss. Drake's first set of discovery.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So if he asks for something else and something else pops up, he can say, well, we can't dismiss it because of this, and we need to explore this. Like it's a crazy play that he's doing. I would say it's crazy. I would say it's kind of smart, but at the same time, it kind of makes me believe that they don't have anything because they're not how would I say this? They're not defending Drake on the allegations or how would I say, not even allegations. They're not defending Drake on the things that UMG is accusing him of. You know what I'm saying? Or UMG has stated they haven't defended that. They're going around it by trying to see if they manipulated or pushed this, even though Drake and his team, his lawyers, I thought they dropped this whole bot and payola thing. Now they're going after them. So I guess it's the same thing in a way if you pushing towards saying that they were promoting defamatory lyrics and stuff like that. So I guess it's the same.
Request consists of 18 items that would require costly collection and review of large swaths of hard copy and electronic data sets, contracts, agreements, and communications. Drake's requests also seek production of confidential proprietary and highly commercially sensitive documents, including all contracts between UMG and Kendrick Lamar, documents showing the executive compensation structure and annual incentive plans for Interscope Chief Executive Officer John Janik for the past 5 years, and Interscope of 2024 executive incentive metrics, targets, projection, and performance used to determine annual incentive compensation for Interscope's executive and officers for the past 5 years. Drake appears.
Man, get the fuck out of here. How you asking through this whole suit, nigga? You over here asking for them to release the documents of how much they were being paid and how much they were paying out, and this has nothing to do with the battle. If anybody goes along with this, it's retarded, bro. That's stupid. How are you trying to ask people for their salary and how much they make and how much they contribute or whatever, or are getting compensated because of a battle? How does that connect to a battle? I don't understand this. How does that connect?
Poised to pursue further expansive discovery as he already served 4 third-party subpoenas. A stay should be granted because it will likely avoid for need for costly and time-consuming discovery. Indeed, because the disposition of the dismissal motion may significantly narrow, if not eliminate, the issues remaining in the case. Proceeding with discovery while the motion is pending would waste the party's resources and would constitute an undue burden of defendant. Drake is asking for all this information while they respond to the motion to dismiss. Drake is still trying to get information, and it looks like he wants to get the contracts. He wants to get the contracts from Kendrick Lamar and UMG and everything else in between. Data, phone information, all these strange requests, bro. I don't even see what requesting a contract would even do to you. How would that even serve you a purpose at this?
That's what I don't understand. How are you requesting Kendrick Lamar and everybody's contract? How? How are you requesting their contract? What does that have to do with the battle? I don't understand how you connecting the two. That doesn't make sense to me.
Point. At this point, you're just pocket watching. I'm gonna be real. The third thing here was Drake will not be prejudiced by a stay. Finally, a short delay in discovery does not pose any risk of prejudice, and any assertion otherwise by Drake is unfounded. Delay in discovery without more does not amount to unfair prejudice. There is no potential for prejudice here since this matter is in its early stages and is being actively litigated. The staying discovery would not unfairly prejudice plaintiff as the motions to dismiss already have been filed, and thus any stay would last briefly. Furthermore, UMG has agreed to preserve potentially relevant documents and will provide initial disclosures accordingly. A stay of discovery is appropriate because it will not cause prejudice or undue delay.
So you basically saying that if you dismiss it, if they dismiss it, he can come back and refile again. Basically, that's what they're saying. Like if they dismiss the case, they don't want it, they want it to be with prejudice, not without prejudice. So this way, if he finds something else, or even if they was during the discovery, if they say, yeah, we'll go along with the dismissal, but without prejudice. So this way, if he finds something that he doesn't agree with, he can come back and sue them again or try to sue them. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what they're saying. Like, it's crazy.
Now, this is where Drake starts listing his demands for request of documents and other things alike. Document request number one: all contracts and agreements between you and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, his agents, or anyone working on his behalf, including all contracts and agreements reflecting your right to approve, reject, refuse to publish, edit, amend, alter, or veto the publication of Kendrick Lamar Duckworth's musical works, music videos, or other content.
Get this out of here, bro. Absolutely not, bro. This is crazy. That's crazy, bro. I lost all respect for Drake, bro. Don't ever talk to me about this dude, bro. I don't want to hear his name, bro. I lost all respect for him. When it comes to this type of stuff, don't ever consider him a great battler. I don't want to hear it, bro. You are going to the court system and asking them for all of Kendrick Lamar's contracts that has anything to do with UMG, has nothing to do with the battle. You know what I'm saying? All of his contracts and everybody that surrounds him. How is that even relevant to the case? So you're going to the court and asking the court, can you see this man's contract, which could be confidential? How? I don't know. Maybe a contract is public. I don't know. I thought that was private. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. But if you're requesting all that off of a battle, this is insane. This is nuts. I could never, ever, ever take this guy serious. I don't care, bro. Don't hit me with the, I don't care. I can't take nothing he say serious no more. It's over for this dude. Like, this is crazy work. This is crazy.
So he's asking for his contract. Like I said, very, very random, irrelevant. What does this have anything to do with the case? And I don't think this request is going to do anything. What does this have to do with the case necessarily? At this point, I think Drake is just fishing for information so that way he could slight Kendrick or anybody from his team. Pocket watching is crazy. And like I said, this is something that Kendrick had predicted a long time ago, but it doesn't end there. Request number two, all documented communications relating to your approval or consent to publish the recordings, image, and video. All the recordings and images and videos that UMG had posted, any communication between that, Drake is asking for the documents from that from UMG. Number three, all communications involving Ramon Alvarez Smickle relating to recording, image, or video, or the promotion of any musical works by Kendrick Lamar or Duckworth. From my understanding, this is somebody that's tapped in with Interscope and A&M Productions, Geffen, all that, right? Him, Laura Carter, Chris Mortimer, and Daniel Cena are people that are working for Interscope and A&M. So I guess this is who he's talking about. Request number four, all documents and communication relating to the payment and reimbursements of discretionary marketing funds for the benefit of Kendrick Lamar or any person working on his behalf, including but not limited to Anthony Saleh. Now, this goes back to Drake's first argument where he had used academics and this guy that were talking on the live stream about how Anthony Saleh supposedly had paid this guy to help them boost the streams for Not Like Us. Now, this was quickly admitted by Drake himself in the other paperwork by UMG that Drake admitted that this was false and that this wasn't true. He himself said that this stream was.
This is what I mean. Like, you and your lawyers must not be communicating very well, because if you said that that was false, and now they putting it in as a request with the same guy Anthony Saleh name, and you said that it was false, man.
Academics and that guy that was saying that he was paid by Anthony Saleh, he himself, Drake himself, admitted that this was false. So the fact that he's still asking for this information, as well as the information not limited to Anthony Saleh, is very, very ridiculous, very irrelevant. And I don't see why the judge would even approve this. Drake already said that that was a falsity. And I don't know why he's still going through with this or why his lawyers are still doing this. Doesn't make any sense at all. Request number five says, all documents and communication relating to any allegation, concerns, complaints, or reports, whether formal or informal, oral or written, made by you relating to payola violations regarding any music works by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. This is Drake trying to get at UMG, going back to the payola allegations, payola violations, all that, right? Trying to get that from UMG if there's any. And then taking a look here, going to request 6, it says here, all documents and communications relating to any actions or contemplated actions. So you mean you want requests for information that they thought about? This
Yo, this is crazy. So if you was thinking about it, I need that on paper. I need that paperwork. Because you thought about it. You thought about it. I knew you thought about it. You think you slick. Kendrick, you think you slick. You thought about dropping 3 more diss tracks, didn't you? And I need you to put that on in writing. You thought about it, Kendrick. Yo, this is crazy. You want them to give you paperwork that they thought about, huh? All right, bro. Come on, bro.
All documents and communications relating to any actions or contemplated actions. So you mean you want requests for information that they thought about? This is ridiculous, bro. I don't even understand how this makes sense half the time. You undertook with respect to the copyright restrictions for the recording, image, video, including but not limited to any altercation, modification, removal, suspension of the same. This guy is just grasping at straws at this point, bro. This doesn't make any sense. Request number 7, documents sufficient to show your internal policies, procedures, and guidelines relating to the enforcement of copyright restrictions over the publication, playing, streaming, or sharing of musical works, music videos, or other content on third-party platforms. All documents and communications relating to February 2nd, 2025 Grammy Awards relating to recording images or video, including but not limited to all documents and communications with the National Academy of Recording, Arts and Science, or any representative of agent thereof, all documents and communications regarding the promotion and advertising of the recording image or video for the.
So I'm guessing that's the reason why they deleted that. Because maybe he did send a cease and desist or told him that they gonna put this in. Maybe he told him that he was gonna request all of this stuff. But again, we didn't even get to the listening. We're still in the stages of requesting, and they ain't go to trial. There's no trial yet. There's no trial date. There's none of this. Basically, they put in a motion to dismiss, and Drake put in a counter motion, basically saying, "I'll dismiss it, but I need to see all these things before we dismiss it first." But the whole thing is, are you saying you want to see all these things, and what if you're not satisfied? I guess that's the whole prejudice part, where it's like, okay, yeah, we'll dismiss it, we'll agree to dismiss it, but we want to agree to a dismiss it, so with this way we can, if we don't like something in it's in the discovery, we can come back and sue y'all for it or revisit it. Like, yeah, I'm thinking that's what it is.
Purpose of obtaining a nomination for a Grammy Award, obtaining a win for a Grammy Award, or for promoting the February 2nd, 2025 Grammy Awards, and all documents and communications regarding the content of the archival Grammy Awards, obtaining a win for a Grammy, of the archival footage available from February 2nd, 2025 Grammy Awards, including but not limited to, as the reference here, where the Grammy deletes clip of crowd singing "Not Like Us." So Drake is calling out the Grammys now. Which makes you think, did Drake send a cease and desist to the Grammys, or did the Grammys remove the performance so that way Drake wouldn't get a hold of it for these documents? Y'all tell.
But my thing is, like, he didn't perform it. The song was being played. It's not like the song hasn't been played on the radio. The song's been played everywhere. So it being played at the Grammys doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It's been played all over. It's on iTunes right now, unedited. It's there. It's everywhere. It's on Spotify. It's probably on Drake's phone. Actually, it is on Drake's phone. I'm sure he heard it off of his phone. So for you to say that the Grammys should take this out, why? Why should they take it out? I don't understand it. Why should the Grammys have took it out? It ain't like they ain't playing, like everybody's playing it. So you might as well say every radio station should take it off the radio. It should be banned then. That's basically what you're saying. Like, come on, bro.
Me, do you think that Drake sent the cease and desist, or do you think that the Grammys removed it so that way Drake can't use it in court? Y'all could tell me about that one in the comments. Because why would they post a link of Hot New Hip Hop talking about how the Grammys deleted the clip? Wouldn't he want a link of them showing the clip of them singing it? I'm not sure. Y'all tell me how you feel about this one. Request number 9, all documents and communications relating to the selection and licensing of the recording to be performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, including but not limited to all documents and communications relating to any and all decisions proposed, contemplated, or made with respect to whether to omit or censor any lyrics or other content related to recording during the Super Bowl at the halftime show.
Now, this is going to be a little bit more complicated, because if he's basically saying, if I want to see these papers that the NFL sent y'all, if the NFL censored these lyrics and said you can't say this, he believes he has a chance to say, well, why would you censor those lyrics if that wasn't defamatory? But see, my argument would be, because the NFL is a family orientated show and they don't want to say certain words, probably has nothing to do with you. There's artists that so basically he didn't say no curse words, and then so he altered everything. It wasn't just your song. He altered all of his music to make it family friendly, because that's what it is. You can't go on there and say, like he said, he cursed on some of them songs. He cut that out. You know what I'm saying? He cut a lot of that stuff out with the music. So what he's saying, he's thinking he's right, but I'm saying that the reason why is because every artist alters their music to make it fit right for a certain stage. It doesn't matter what it is. So even if it's your song that you thinking that they altered it because of you, no, it's because he altered it because every song was altered, every one of them.
Censorship. I do remember that Kendrick did censor himself because he couldn't say that word. He couldn't say PDF file. He had to block it out in this case, but he did still say the lyric for a minor, and then he did still say the lyric, say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. So this is Drake again getting at the Super Bowl, still hasn't let it go. Super Bowl still bothered him. I thought he was unbothered. UMG thought he was unbothered, but apparently not. He doesn't let the Grammys go. He's not letting the Super Bowl go. He's still letting this ride. 11 and 12, documents sufficient to show executive compensation, structure, and annual incentive plans for Interscope Chief Executive John Janik for the past 5 years. Documents sufficient to show Interscope.
That has nothing to do with nothing, bro. Why are you asking for this man annual salary for the last 5 years that has nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar and you battling, bro? Like that has nothing to do with y'all battling. Like how is that how is that have anything to do with y'all battling?
2024 executive incentive metric targets projections and performance used to determine annual incentive compensations for Interscope executive officers, including Chief Executive Officer John Janik for the past 5 years. Now, John Janik is an American record executive. He is the chairman and CEO of Interscope Jeff and A&M Records. Janik has been named in Billboard's Power 100 list every year since 2014. So this is the guy that Drake is asking information for. 13 and 14, documents and communications sufficient to show the dates in which you sent litigation hold notice and the recipients of those noticing holds notices and the recipients of those notices relating to any of the allegations in the complaint or anticipated or actual litigation by plaintiff. 14, document request 14, all documents and communications relating to May 7th armed attack and the May 8th and 9th, 2024 trespassing attempts at Drake's Toronto residence. You got to be kidding me, bro. The drive-by.
What does this have to do, bro? Your people trespassing you in your house. You're trying to link this to the battle. Like, come on, bro. You literally saying you was gonna get this man deleted. You literally, bro. This is what I mean. Like, if he goes down this hole, bro, he's gonna get exposed so bad. You literally put money out there, bro. There was people doing. There was the guy who said that you offered to pay him and you gave him money. Kendrick spoke on this, bro. This is out there. Like, this dude has no shame, bro. This is crazy.
Look, man, nobody could prove if that had anything to do with the rap battle. We never heard about the guys that had hit up Drake's crib. We never heard about the security guard. We never heard anything. Why would this even matter? It can't even be confirmed if it was relevant to the beef because we don't even know where those guys are at. So why even bring this up in the first place? Not only that, Drake wasn't even harmed in this situation. His security guard was. And even at that, Drake has been known. Drake and his home, his Toronto mansion, have been known to have so many hecklers. Even a stalker had even went and tried to break into Drake's crib before the beef. So how can you put all of this on the rap beef? And like I said, nobody has caught these guys that did it, and nobody knows where it stems from. Nobody knows where this comes from. Nobody could confirm if this drive-by was related to the beef. So the fact that they want to bring up any type of documents and communications relating to the attack at Drake's home, how are they going to have any documents for that?
That's what I'm saying. How are they going to have documents for that? What? What? How? How are they going to come up with documents for something that they didn't even have take part of? They don't even know nothing about. How? But you know the crazy thing is, this is a crazy thing, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all, Drake is in a lose-lose situation with this one. He in a lose-lose situation. If Drake loses, if they dismiss it, he's gonna get clowned. I'm talking like he's going to get clowned for hip hop forever because he looks like the guy who literally went out and tried to sue another guy for a rap battle. Right? If he wins, he changed the landscape of hip hop forever. And people gonna blame him for doing that. And now you're gonna have a bunch of raps where people ain't gonna have, they can't even battle no more. Can't even take shots at each other. So he's playing a real deadly game right now. Real deadly. Telling you.
Are they going to have any communications for that? Does Drake really think that Kendrick and UMG are responsible and have documents and communications of that? How would they even know that took place? And why would they have documents for it? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know what they're trying to get at here. And I think the judge is going to dismiss this, bro. This lawyer needs some work, man. This lawyer, I don't know why, man. He need to figure something out. Document request number 16, all documents and communications regarding objections or concerns regarding the content of the recording, image, and video. Number 17, documents sufficient to show the total money spent by UMG directly or indirectly on the production of the recording and video. I'm assuming of Not Like Us. Document request 18, documents sufficient to show the total monthly money spent by UMG directly or indirectly on the promotion of each recording and video. So those were Drake's requests. Drake basically wants to pocket watch.
So you want them to tell you how much they spent on the video and how much they requested. Now, what happens if it comes out and they spent more money on your video? What if they spent more money on your video and your song? What if they spent more money on that? Then what? I'm telling you, man, UMG not stupid. These record labels have the greatest lawyers in the world. They have the greatest lawyers in the world. Trust me when they tell you. They don't miss a beat. And if you think that this dude Drake is gonna run up in there and do something to them, you are sadly mistaken. All of this is all for show. They're playing around with him right now. But trust me when I tell you, you think that listen, bro. Trust me.
Drake wants everybody's contracts. Drake wants to see the splits. Drake wants to see who's getting paid what. And this has nothing to do with anything. So you mean to tell me that you go into the court of law, you go and you face UMG for defamation, and the one thing that you request for your discovery is information about people's contracts, bro? This does not make any sense at all. I don't know what this has to do with anything, and I don't know how this is going to plead your case. I think at this point, Drake is just looking for dirt so that way he could talk more ish. I really don't think that anything that he's asking for is going to help his case. I think at this point, he's just looking for information so that way he could diss later. That's what it seems like to me, because everything that he's asking for does not make sense at all. And
That's 100% facts. 100% facts. Make sure y'all go follow the bill. You know what it is. I really think I'm a chef sometimes. Upstairs cooking me some stewed chicken and Spanish rice with beans. I think I'm a chef with some steamed broccoli and cheddar cheese. I think I'm a chef. Actually, it's stewed chicken, but I let it stew for a little bit and I take it out and I put the cast iron pot in the oven and I take the lid off and it becomes a little bit crispy. But I think I could cook. I really do. I'll be out here. I'm out here, boy. I'm out here. Man, Drake, you clown, you clown, you. Why are you a clown? This guy, man, I don't even know what to say anymore, man. At this point in his career, he's focusing on something like this. Is crazy work to me. It's crazy work to me, but we'll see what happens, man. Thank y'all for joining me. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I might hit y'all with another double hitter tonight. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple episodes that I recorded that I didn't release, but I will be releasing them. So they might be coming out tonight. All right, man. I'll see y'all. Peace. Bye. Thank y'all for joining me too, man. Everybody that's first is they say first. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, man. I love y'all, man. I really do.